Okay, so we're just going to talk about, I'll put this up on YouTube as well. I've written some feedback down here. Things. Okay, so I'm going to scrutinize a couple of things because that's my job. Alright?
Shall we take notes?
No, it's recording, so you can just use it there. Alright, so if you play it from the beginning. Alright, why do we have that shot?
It shows that she's being, because like CCTV cameras like are being watched and she's being watched.
Good. So you need to think about that with every single shot you use. Okay? So I don't think that's clearly done through some other shots.
Right.
I can see that with that. I like your analysis of that. It's great. I can tell that you're applying what you've learned on the other side, the theory side, to this. That's what you need to do. Every shot has a purpose. So if we continue, so this shot right here, why do we have no why do we have no diegetic sound?
Just wanted to like bring it in.
Don't really have one, do you? Think about that, because I would have the diegetic sound.
Okay.
What would the diegetic sound be? Just like hustle and bustle kind of.
Okay.
Like traffic.
Because sometimes you can see there's a segments where there's hustle and bustle, and there's not hustle and bustle, and the drops are too evident,
Okay.
which makes a lack of realism.
Okay.
Okay, which you would analyze. Why do we have the hustle and bustle? Why is it faded a little bit? Because you want to show something. Okay, say that. These titles are not. What do these titles reflect?
This here.
Yeah, it is the
That's
titles.
the company.
Okay.
That's the like the
Okay.
production thing.
If we look at someone
That's
like,
slowly run the government.
so just consider that when we go through the next titles. Okay. All right, the close-up is a good. So why do we have this close-up? Let's go back to analyzing this shot.
Because it reveals like a sinister character.
We didn't
Okay.
want to show his face till right at the end, so we're just
Okay.
doing it through different body parts.
So that's two good analysis points of that. Keep that as. So you said sinister, right? You need to keep with that idea
Alright.
and see if we have that later. Okay. Why do we have a slow motion of the pigeon?
I don't know.
Like, yeah, I know. No, it's like London, isn't it?
What, a slow motion pigeon?
Not the slow motion, the pigeon is kind of.
Okay. Why do we have the slow motion then?
No, that's a good point.
I think the pigeon's fine. I'm not sure about the slow motion though.
No, I don't know why it's slow motion either.
So think about. See, this everything. You need, I'm always just going to ask you why,
Yeah.
Okay.
why.
Are you sure we shouldn't write some notes?
No, it's already done. Why slow motion of the pigeon?
Right.
Every shot has a purpose.
Okay.
Yeah, it says it right there. Right there. Why do you have the shot?
Because that's also like someone's being followed. It looks like it looks like a POV shot, so it looks like she's being followed. So that also is like the narrative.
This is from my point of view.
Okay, going up the escalator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So some would think that actually is you.
Yeah.
Some would think that. That we have here. One thing the exam board's going to say about that shot, it's a good shot, but then it's shot with school closing, school stuff on.
Yeah.
And that's what one rule that they say don't do. Okay, that's one
Right.
thing they'll say.
Even if you like justify it as to why you've kept him in school uniform.
Yeah, they don't. They really say get away from being in school.
So realistically, we should do it again.
Well, just. So, how are you trying to establish her?
As a runaway.
Like vulnerable, so we thought if she's in the school uniform then.
Vulnerable. Let's just wait a second here. I'm not sure I get vulnerable from that shot. Where are we? Right here, yeah.
Possibly, we can't. If they've said not to do uniform, it'd be stupid to.
Before we.
Every day.
Yeah, actually that's true.
That shot doesn't reveal any vulnerableness to me.
Okay.
It reveals that goes to a posh school. And that we don't see her face. There's a sense of mystery. It's a lovely shot. But keep on the same thing that you have here. This idea of vulnerable and things like that. If you want to establish her as vulnerable, so if I asked you to analyze this for the representation of her, you would say that she's represented as being vulnerable. Okay? You need to be able to deconstruct this the same way you did for section A of the exam. Because the shot you did for your hands is an amazing shot. Right? It's an awesome shot. Okay?
How you alright, mate?
That's kind of his like point of view.
How you alright, mate? Can't talk now.
What I would do with that is that you can tell. Talk to me about the volume of that.
Because that's the diegetic sound.
Yeah, no. Talk to me about the level of volume, how high it is and how low it is compared to everything else. Why is that one kind of?
Because I think it's because it's the first interaction with the character.
Okay, you might want to bring that down though, Liam,
Okay.
because I think it's still
No.
too loud.
How you alright, mate? Can't talk now.
And usually when you talk on the phone and you record it, I would say record this just as regularly on a phone, like just with a regular camera, not with a voice over here, just talking,
What do you
conversation.
mean?
If you're on the phone talking to, say, Elena, and then just film with a regular camera right here, I think it will sound better with some noise. And I think what's also making it different is that we don't have, once again, the business sound behind it, do we?
Yeah.
It needs to be merged together, faded properly.
Mate.
Because we don't have it, do we?
Can't talk now.
Sometimes we
Got
have
some
it.
business to sort out.
Sometimes we
I'll
don't.
call you.
Well, these are great shots because you're still establishing the sinisterness, right? Even this one. How is that one can be seen as sinister? If you were going to analyze that, what would you say?
Can't see his face.
Yeah.
It's cut off.
Good. So that's excellent.
Sunglasses, like.
Great. So 2 shots you've done that, right? So you're building on that skill. Okay.
It's just really
How you alright,
light
mate?
on uniform. Totally.
Can't talk now. Got some business to sort out.
We could
I'll
keep
call you later,
touching
mate.
it.
Okay. So here we get our first glimpse of one of your first things you wanted to do, which was the reverse, didn't we?
How you alright,
Where
mate?
is it?
Can't talk now. Got some business to sort out. I'll call you later, mate.
So once again, I'm going to ask you the question: why are things in reverse? Now, why did you have the reverse playback? What does that bring to the table?
Confusion.
For who? Confusion of what?
No, she's not confused.
Yeah.
A sense of like, I don't know, but
Things not being right.
no, I wouldn't say that. I'd say it's a sense of being in a city where like everything's moving around and she's on her own, so I think it should be quite.
Is that the importance? Is that more important? Do you think that aspect of having the confusion and moving around is more important than conveying the sinisterness or the characters?
No,
So put it back to just regularly.
okay. Everything.
Convey
Can it still be quick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, why would you want to have it quick?
To make, like, to
Time
have the
going
sense
past.
of busyness, yeah.
Okay. So that's.
Which
then
then
do
makes
that.
her more vulnerable.
Yeah, because everyone's going so fast and she's just kind of,
Sitting.
like, yeah.
See, now what you're saying are some very good things. Is what you're coming out of here. That you wanted to establish one character center, one is vulnerable within the context of the business of the city. Yeah. Every shot needs to convey those ideas.
So maybe
Okay.
if I like wear a suit or something, that'd make it better.
Well, what are you wearing here? In this one,
You can't see it, just gloves.
gloves, sunglasses. I think you look. I think you look quite proper East End there.
East End.
You look proper. Let's see, Green Street there. Out. I don't know. Okay, let's just see what else. Why do we have these shots of the underground?
It's really to show the city where they are. It establishes the location.
Okay, so they're
In
in
mise
the
en scène. Mise en scène.
in the underground or outside the underground? Because you come out of the underground first, and then you go back into the underground.
It's not really not everything going on around it, but I do see what you mean.
You see, I just want you to think
Yeah.
about these points.
I do see
Liam,
what you mean.
Okay. So she's declining a Mo's call, so that has something.
like it's in a city now. Or,
It's difficult because with the outfit,
yeah.
and it's so busy and so sped up compared to, for example, you have one long shot, don't you,
Yeah.
coming up. See, we're in the underground and then we're out of the underground very quickly. Like that. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That kind of sense of place, right? The plot. But here, you can see it's still,
Not that busy.
no.
Compared to this, yeah.
Yeah. So you established you as being quite sinister. Now that to me, Liam, doesn't convey sinisterness.
Why?
Because I
My
think
uniform.
part of it's the uniform, and part of it is you don't have the sunglasses anymore, and part of it is you're taking a picture of it with your camera phone. I think if you were really quite serious, you'd probably have like a
Proper camera.
proper
Yeah.
camera. Yeah, and that kind of turning around. Okay.
Do you
The other.
think the ending, if it was done properly with me in a suit or something, and like with a camera and that, the ending's alright?
Yeah, I still think, I put like right here, let's see. So I've already talked about voiceover, why it's too loud, why reverse playback. I'm just asking you questions. Make the color balance of the two different locations the same, they look different. That could be adjusted in the different hues, whatever. Would the antagonist really use the camera phone to take her picture? How have you already established it? You've answered that question. And I think you've answered it. That probably no. Okay? And I put down here as my kind of final comments is the lack of focus on why techniques are being used in relation to the message you want to convey is presenting it from being a top band. So you're still floating around at B grade. Because you're not. You right now in this discussion you've established what you want to have conveyed. Everything needs to go to those messages. The whole thing has to work together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And I think part of the issue is that you filmed so much, just London, okay? And then you came back, 3 weeks later or something, and then just tried to establish the characters, with not within that context. Whereas the studio, you would have a lot of that stuff already made, or streets shut down, and a lot of things being all done at once. But because we're like a small production company, as you could say, it's quite difficult to do that, right? My advice is, again, I would go into London.
Yeah.
Keep it into a central place. You have some lovely footage of the underground.
Yeah.
I would have this in the underground. That way you can use some of that stuff. You've got this shot here. Think about this. I would just think about the journey that you two take within the underground. The journey, and then also the shots you take that establish the characters. Sinister and vulnerable.
Yeah.
Sinister and vulnerable. Okay? And you can even start as a starting point is right here, this shot right here. Where's the one in the bag? Because this one you could come say that actually you're outside the underground, aren't you?
Yeah.
So then I could enter it.
Then you could enter the underground, right?
Show you.
We could show you how you
From
look.
behind.
Yes,
More
yes,
story.
yeah, the height, right? From further away. Still a sense of mystery because we can't. Your glasses are on. Okay? You're walking, right? You have the ability. This is the ability to be a really top A grade mark. If you get to those ideas of the character and their journey within the context of London, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and then also the sound. But I think once you have that footage, the sound, you'll see that working a lot better. But you have this lovely shot. Where is it? The dress. This one.
Yeah.
I mean, she's going up there.
Yeah.
And then
I get one of that, maybe of Eleanor down. You've seen some of Tumby's footage.
I like that one when
Right.
you're on like separate things. Do you know what I mean? Like stuff like that we could do.
Okay, like that. Because this shot establishes, to me, there's a sense of mystery there because we don't know who she is, but we've established her. She's central. She's prominent because it's the first kind of person we've really seen.
Yeah.
And then go to this shot, maybe coming up, right? If she's coming down, the back, doing the thing with the hair in the back. Okay? Vulnerable, 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 vulnerable. She looks at her text messages then. Says, where are you? We missed you. Whatever that is. Okay? So that's why my key point is that, that lack of focus is being that. Secondary vision, how you want to establish the characters, represent them, is an issue. I've already talked about that. once again, the footage in London works. Atmospheric music is good. I think, what else was I going to say? The titles, though, as well don't work. So, but that's a secondary thing to the actual footage. You can keep those titles not being, because the titles, if I ask you, I'm going to ask the question I asked you at the beginning. Where's the rest of your titles? Let's see, let's find one. Let's find a title. Anybody see it? Where is it?
Right, top right of the screen.
This one?
Prop design. Down.
Down, down, down.
This one.
Straight
Right
down.
Or that one.
Let's use that one. Okay. Why have you used that color?
So
Dark colour, I guess, and stands out.
You need to be able to justify these claims. Because when you do your evaluation, this is what your evaluation is. Essentially analyzing your work. Okay? How did you establish your characters, I think, is one of the questions.
How did you grade? Because like London's like a very like industrial city. So I know what I want to say, but I can't.
Think about what you're doing that, okay? And then think about where they're positioned,
Yeah.
okay? Are there things we can see and we can't see? Because I would say actually we can't really see it that well because of this on the white and this is there. So you need to get the balance correctly where they are, okay? Think about how they come in, why they come in that way. The last one you've given some thought to. If I asked you why does this one come in this way, what would you say?
camera flash.
There you go. So you're justifying that one. Everything needs to be justified and it's done for a reason.
So if we do, so realistically it has to be, when's it due? Next.
Well, we mark it on the 15th, so
And when do we come back from Easter?
I think we come back to
16th.
16th.
Right.
So that's my takes. I think take what you're good at, you know, that's what you want to establish. Soonest vulnerability, and just plan that sequence where going into London on the tube takes a photo maybe on the actual underground through the window, through one of those other windows. That's it. More shots of that will balloon this up to about 2 minutes and 15 seconds, and the other stuff you can get rid of. You probably won't even need a lot of that other London footage. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah, just a bit of a shock.
Shock.
No, it's not a shock. 'Cause I knew there was a lot of faults that I suggested about the uniform. We all thought that well, but and also like other things like.
Well, I know you guys got a lot of demands on you through other subjects and things, and it's difficult, isn't it? But you've taken on a project that has a lot of
quite time
demanding, isn't it? But you can see, I guess you can see kind of the level of kind of focus. I want to say a lack of focus, but a level of kind of development, things that are actually all the different issues that arise from making a film. It's not just easy to just put the camera up and say, oh, here we go. Sometimes it is, if you make little YouTube clips with this video, but something as far as a production piece takes a lot of things that get thought about. And sometimes people are just naturally good at doing some of those things, and they watch a lot of films or something like that. But I think in your case, it's just the time gap. And then loss of kind of changing your idea, I think, a little bit.
Could that shot stay in the station?
Yeah, definitely, why not? I'll do more shots in the station as well, get more of them. Why not?
All like the shots of my feet in the station will look
And it's
so much better with feet around me.
Yeah.
We can't take the dolly
I
though.
wouldn't even take the dolly, I would just hold it.
With the tripod.
Yeah, just have it. Just go down. One of you can go on the ground and say, "All right, let her walk." And just put it just right there, and then she just walks through, and then just go like that with her feet. You might look in, Barry might stare at you, but who cares? Okay, so I will. That's 20 minutes long. This thing.